The Whistler.
And
I don't know. I picked it out. I found it.
Who's the artist?
The whistle?
Yeah,
Well, just the whole. I mean, the whistle came with the music.
Oh.
I didn't like just find the whistle.
And then you pushed it together.
Yeah, no, I didn't mix
Powers
it.
combined.
Masterpiece.
I can't remember where I started looking, but when we were planning like the creation of Off Topic, I was like, I want something dumb and like Sunny-esque, right? Like they have like the classical intro, but I didn't want to just have the exact same thing. And so I stumbled onto you hear this song, like the Off Topic intro, like that's the song. There's 97 versions that are like a fraction different. You know what I mean? It's like this was that song number 53. Library. You know what I mean? I was like number 1, close. Number 2, no. Number 3, maybe. Number 4, and I just like finally found one. I went, this is the song.
I love that on Audio Network because that's what we use for stock music, which I assume they use for this too. I would like.
I was looking somewhere.
Yeah, air guitar crash sting number 36.
Yeah.
I want that file. Thank you.
Like,
but it's
no
funny
symbol,
though, like again, like
symbol.
36 and 37 are microscopically different.
Yes.
It's
Huge
like
library.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yep.
It's cool that it exists, though. Just, music library, you pay for a license, and then you just grab from it.
I just want to know, like, who did the kazoo, who did the whistle, and I just want to know, do they know?
Sure.
Are they out there going like, I'm the off-topic guy?
Should.
I did that.
Probably not. Definitely.
No, definitely not.
They're probably out there, be like, damn it, I had to end up on.
It is funny.
They're wearing
It is funny when you
diapers.
occasionally hear that shit because obviously, the bigger the production, your brain attaches it to like that's their song.
Right.
But then you hear it somewhere else, like on some random commercial, and you're like, "Hey, that's not your song."
I was gonna ask Fredo. I mean, you guys watch some reality TV, yeah? Like
Some
Look, we got
little
into
bit.
Survivor.
Survivor and did Love Island? Did
you
do
did.
Love Island?
Love Island was fantastic. Did you
haven't
start Winners at War, which is season
Winners at War, season 40.
Season 40.
We're neck deep in there. We're halfway through. It's a wild season.
It's so good.
There's 80 seasons.
40 seasons.
40 seasons.
still
Well, you said you're halfway through.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Mr. Jones, Mr. Jones.
Hey, what?
Can we get him out of here?
Yeah, but season
Pull up
40,
those bridges.
season 40 of Survivor
bet you.
is called Winners at War, and it's like everyone that has won fighting against each other.
Yeah.
So as soon as they get in, it's not the usual like, okay,
Captain
I'm
America
on the
winner
island,
sold.
cool. Everyone's like in there, just like, yo, you want to team up? You trying to team up? We're voting him out, and then it's just wild. Everyone's just running around like crazy, and I'm like, I love this. It's like Among Us, but like a reality TV show. Give it to me.
Ooh, that's the feed.
It's juicy. It really is.
It's really juicy.
I was like texting you when things happened. I was like, I can't believe how so-and-so got voted off or whatever. And Barbara's like, oh my God, I don't know if he's seen this already. I'm like, but he was texting us about it, both you and I. I hope he's seen it.
Oh, I've
Because this
seen
is
it.
crazy. I had
I've
to
seen
talk
it.
to somebody.
I just don't know how you really top a show like that because like it has all the winners from the previous seasons. They go, they go in there, they battle it out, and then from there you just go season 41 is like, hey, I'm new. I'm on the island.
I'm a survivor.
A new kid on the block.
I was like, next season they have Jeff Probst. He's playing. He's against Bear Grylls. They're out there surviving, squeezing bear gun to survive.
Oh my God.
See, I was like, what
Versus
if
Michael
they do?
Scott.
Michael Scott's out there.
He's just tearing his pant leg.
He did, yes.
Dwight slapping the mushrooms out of his mouth. No, don't eat that.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen moments for like survival shows, but I know there's been reality TV moments where they have like our old stingers that are like that was in a RuPaul episode, I think. So it's also
Watching
very
RuPaul,
funny hearing
RuPaul's
like
fantastic.
amazing. Our music to RuPaul. A joy.
That was
and an honor.
the end of Achievement Hunter music you just did.
Yeah. it was
That's
stingers.
burned in my brain.
Yeah.
Bam, 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 bam. Was that actually played in a thing?
Yeah, I've heard that. I watch a lot of like baking shows. That's my reality.
Yeah,
shows.
yeah, yeah.
Like dating shows, which like teach their own. I'm not dogging it, but I like baking shows. And I've heard some of the Sunny music. I've heard a couple of our little
Sunny
singers
music all the time.
Yeah.
Sunny music is on RuPaul during the Snatch show, the one where they do celebrity impersonations.
I know what you're talking
Snatch
about.
Game.
Yeah.
Snatch Game?
Yeah.
Snatch Game PM.
It's so good. It's fantastic. Snatch Game for like RuPaul, I think is great because like, all the drag queens, they get on there and that's like a big thing, right? Like, can you impersonate a celebrity, someone famous, someone important? And people either nail it or crash and burn. And it is just like, you're either like, oh man, they're flowing all the juices, they're hitting all the notes, you know what I'm saying? Or it's just like, this is so forced, it's so cringy, oh, I'm sorry, like, it's not working out.
But
like,
you can't look away.
but that's
the juice.
I love
the juice.
Can't look away.
Yeah, we, Barbara and I certainly dove like just right into all the reality TV because like you run out of shows to watch in quarantine and whatnot.
Yeah,
So
sometimes you're just like, I just want junk.
you just want junk. But like we watch a lot of Bachelor and that kind of franchise. We're into Survivor now. Project Runway and America's Next Top Model and a lot of the baking shows. Great British Bake Off and all of that. I love the holiday one too because it's like serotonin central. I'm like, oh, wash over me with your holiday joy. Oh, this is so wholesome.
Oh, even better
There's no
is
drama here.
The breaking down. It's like a whole separate masterclass with Mary Berry and Paul Hollywood, and that's even more serotonin.
Ooh, I need to get in there.
It's like they're in their kitchen.
I miss Master Chef.
Master Chef, Iron Chef.
So good. Iron Chef is fantastic. I forgot the name of the show. It's on Netflix. There's 2 seasons, but it's a glass blowing competition.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I love that show.
What is that?
I can't remember.
I
I
forget
know
what
what
it's
you're
called, but
talking
yeah,
about.
I watched a bit of it.
I was like, I'll throw on an episode. And I was like, oh, this is so fantastic. They're working with all these like super hot ovens, stuff like that. And then they're just like shaping the glass and whatnot. And they're trying to get to do all these crazy things. And then they'll spend hours and all of a sudden it'll like just drop and shatter. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, dude.
But then, you
Glass
know.
breaks.
Yeah.
Fake glass all over
That's
again.
what I
what?
learned from the show.
Yeah.
But the pieces of art that they can create with glass and just manipulating it is insane.
Fredo, do
Yeah.
you want to blow glass? Because Austin is like one of
He
the
just
best
wanted to
places
watch
in
it.
America to do it. If
Really?
you want to?
He
Yeah.
just wanted to watch it, though.
I'd like to
Get hands
involved.
on.
I'd like to see the turd you make.
Dude, I'd make a little gobble, but it'd come out looking real weird.
Yeah,
Probably
gobble
something
like,
from like the John Carpenter's The Thing.
Oh.
It'd be like, all like,
Like,
I'm like, that's my baby.
Labyrinth.
Yeah,
You're so proud of
Kill it!
I just started watching a show that just aired. It's a manga that's been turned into an anime called. It's long ass mouthy title, but it's called "Supposed Kid from the Last Dungeon Boonies Moved to a Starter Town." And it's super. If you're into anime and you like video games, it's just so cool. It's just such a like. It's one of those things where you go, I get it, and it's about this kid, Lloyd, I believe his name, and he looks like Link. He looks a lot like Breath of the Wild Link, but basically, he's like, hey, I want to be a soldier in like whatever. I fell asleep in the first episode, but I know what the plot is. Like, I want to be a soldier, whatever. And he shows up, and people are just like, yeah, this, that, and whatever. And he's from basically like the town at the end of the game. So he's the weakest kid in the whole fucking town, in the whole village, but he's like insanely powerful and he doesn't know that. So he's like, yeah, like early on he's like, yeah, it took me like 6 days to get here. I'm a little embarrassed. And they're like, well, 6 days by train isn't that bad. He's like, no, I ran. And they're like, what? And they're like, wait,
I'm hooked already.
They're like, wait, whoa! Yeah, it looks like,
I'm already.
and they're like, wait, did you pass any monsters? He's like, no, I didn't pass any monsters. I passed some animals, and it's like giant bugs and like fire-breathing
fire,
dragons
yeah.
and shit. And he'll be like, boom, and like flick it away, and he's like, and I was like, nah, I'm weak.
It was nothing.
That sounds
girl.
awesome.
And I was just like,
Sounds
what?
like-
It's like so just like, oh, I'm into that. If you like, it's like video games. Like I'll play, it's like an RPG, essentially, where like, it's such a trope to, everything scales and you just go, oh, thank God it's in this order.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, imagine you start the game and you're in the last town. It's like, well, there's nothing, it always gets easier. But so I don't know where the series goes from there, or like what the representation of him being like, oh, maybe I am powerful. But that just like grabbed me. And so that just came out, I think, on Funimation.
You say that too, and I just put it together. That's Jackie's mentality when she's playing Valheim or any other game. She's like, I'm OP.
Yeah, but
coming
she's
into
not.
this-
like,
she's
I'm
not.
not
Yeah,
the village.
It's the reverse. She thinks she's from the last
Yeah,
town.
she's
like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Look, and I think I finally like nailed it with like kind of explaining it, because like Jackie, she's in nursing school and she is killing it. And then you take Jackie to like Fall Guys and it's like, well, it's not the same person.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just one of those things where like Jackie will have a thought and just full sends that thought. That's it. Like she has an idea or a thought in her head and she just full.
I almost feel like, and obviously, like this is my assumption. I don't know Jackie nearly as well as you do, but I almost feel like that nursing brain is in like a super protected cocoon.
Oh, it has to.
You know what I mean? Like it has to be, and because it's just like she's so laser focused that like when she doesn't have to do it, it's just like.
Yeah, let
she
it
just
go.
like slips out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's like any single thing that's happening because it's like the complete opposite of, you know, what she does. Again, not even like in nursing, but like all the tests she has to do and like all the trials and like it's just like work, and not just work, but like you have to do this exactly right.
Yep.
You know, there is no room for error
People
in
will
this.
People's lives are at stake.
And then it's
100%.
like nobody embodies more like, and I'm playing Fall Guys. You're like, what is happening?
Like, what? Hey, you see this guy?
Yeah.
This asshole's grabbing
Don't do me like that. Don't
Why,
do me like
why is
that.
he grabbing me? And then Michael and I were just like, oh wow, dude,
me like
grabbing you?
Toxic lobby.
Toxic lobby.
You know, or like
Toxic.
I was
No,
talking
I
to
hate
her
to
the
see
other day, and we're both playing Dead Space, and we're gonna do Dead Space 3 co-op together. And so I'm just waiting for her to finish Dead Space 2, and she's talking to me about Dead Space 2, and she goes, it's like I'm looking at this whole thing, but she's like, hey, did you ever do this thing in Dead Space 2? And I'm like, yeah, I did that. And she's like, you did? And I'm like, yeah, like 10 years ago, like when the game first came out, like, because it's some really crazy difficulty to do. And I just played it recently. I just played it on like hard, beat it, whatever. And I was like, well, yeah, I did it like when it first came out. And she goes, that doesn't count.
It doesn't
I was
count.
like, what does that mean?
When there was less guide, when it was all like guideless, like I went in
And she just
blind.
goes,
It was easier back
I was like,
then.
what the hell are you talking about? Like,
easier
you're
back
just,
then.
you're just asking me, hey, there's this really hard
Hot
thing. Have you ever
fixes,
done
though.
it? Yes. That doesn't count. I was like, what? And she's like,
have you
doesn't
done
count.
lately?
But yeah, and I go, I did it. And then it immediately turned into like, oh, do you have proof? Do you have proof? Show me proof. And I went, actually, well, I have a video, because like when you do it, you get like a special item. And I go, actually, I have like a YouTube video where you get the item. And before I can finish the sentence, never mind.
No.
No,
You have
I
proof
don't-
of it.
I don't-
It's like, what are you talking about?
Dude, I remember. You made a bunch of guides, and I actually followed those guides, and you got me to play that game. It's a fantastic game. But like, I remember
Fun
I was
series.
going for all the as many achievements as you can in one playthrough, because you do have to do it twice. I remember the one thing for sure that I picked up for me was stomping on them as they're dead.
Yeah.
To get all the limbs, because like there's an achievement to get X number
It's like
of limbs.
500. Yeah,
Right.
They just keep
And so
adding,
you're just
adding,
like,
adding.
it counts when you stomp on them and break the limbs off
even
this
if they're
way.
dead.
So that way, when you finally get the achievement, you're like, now I could just kill and move on.
Yeah.
And I think
it turns out though, didn't count.
You'd always say you're mashing
yeah,
grapes.
didn't count.
Didn't count.
All those achievements.
Mashing grapes, mashing grapes.
I don't know. That's a different life.
Making wine.
Yeah, making wine. Yeah, making wine. Now, well, along with
Sounds
that,
like Gabu in the car.
should you have a patient that's making these noises, do you guys prefer, like, talking about bedside manner and thinking about Jackie? And I like that she has this separation of, like, I'm gonna go crazy in my normal life, but when I'm on work, I'm focused. Do you prefer when doctors or otherwise are more, like, personal and are like, hey, like, let's get to know you, or they're like flat, deadpan, like,
You're
this needs to be done. You're gonna die.
I don't know. I like when a doctor is like personal, just because I don't know, I feel more relaxed. Not that it really matters. Like if I go in, especially now at my age, like I go in, my age, I'm 31.
Yeah, you old bastard.
But look, I mean, I'm going into the. I'm
hobble in
like,
there.
dude, full checkup. Like I'm there. This and that. Like now's the time to really just use that. Use the benefits. But I don't know. I like when a doctor's personable. But I think more than anything, I like when they keep it real. And I told this story before when you know I my bladder, I just kept having to use the restroom over and over and over again, and you know, and then you know.
They diagnosed you with a goblin bladder.
You know, the doctor was just like, "Hey, I'm gonna be very thorough," which that's what I really like about a doctor. It's like, "Hey, you know, we're gonna, you know,
Just check,
go check down there."
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Ooh, and then they're like, "Well, it's either." You know, and it was a female, so it was like, well, it's either my small finger or, you know, guys have larger fingers. And I was like, you're right. Good point. You're being honest with me. Use your finger.
Do it.
Yeah, be real. Just keep it real with me.
Yeah. Apparently, and I do want to, like, I read this the other day, and it's like reading a headline and pretending you read the article. Apparently, they can check. Let me get my words straight.
Hang on.
Got this.
Check for like prostate issues and stuff by blood tests now, which is like, I know there's a lot of like,
they didn't
you know,
tell
the
you
older
about that.
generation,
Yeah,
like a lot.
Hold on. Just
wasn't
honestly,
I'm just saying, there's like a lot of the older generation that
Is she
are
a
uncomfortable
doctor?
with things. And,
It's kind of alley.
So now they can check with the. I think they waited until you got finished.
Yeah, and then
they released the research.
The last one.
Yeah.
And there was weird. It's like one-way looking glass, I guess.
Yeah. I think
Heard
it was
a bunch
like
of noises and instead
like
of
pen strokes.
I think kind of sound like
Alien
kind of sound like
a lot of pen
celebration.
strokes, a lot of giggles. Muffled.
Oh, it's happening!
I remember this.
We're here.
It's happening to us.
Feel it and see it.
They're so warm.
Well, that's it.
Oh.
Get out. I assume it's over.
I think
I
so.
thought it was over. But then Trevor walked away and I went, oh yeah, we do that.
Yeah, but
We do a thing
I
about
gotta put my
nature.
mask on.
Yeah, I'm doing that. All right, bye now.
I don't want to go, Fredo. Don't make me go.
I'm just gonna
I don't want to go, Mr. Stark.
This is where we
I don't want to go.
where we live.
I just want to stay here. I love it here.
All right, well.
I love it here.
Damn it, Michael.
Don't send me back. Don't send me back.
Okay.
He snapped everything out of it. He keeps being in the wrong 50%.
All right, I'm gone. Y'all can keep the dog.
Oh!
Yeah, okay. I'll.
No, you can't touch the dog.
I won't, but I'll
You
take.
can't touch the dog. I'll kill you with my mind. One last squirt for the road.
Yeah.
That was such a big squirt.
Got a lot of germs.
You just got to do a little pump, not a full-on blast pump. God, you're blasting pumps over here. Save some for the pump list.